Let me tell you, the key to having a nice walk with your dog is structure and leadership from home before the walk ever even begins. Convince your dog that you're in charge, even if you don't feel like you are. Can I say that? All right, are we ready to begin? All right, welcome to Ask Rich. I'm Rich, and we have had lots of questions come in regarding reactivity. And we have a question from Sarah in Portland, Oregon. Let's begin. Dear Rich, I need your advice on my 8-month-old female golden retriever, Luna. For the first few months, she was great on leash, but since we recently moved 2 months ago, she has started a frustrating new habit. When we see another dog on our walk, she stiffens up, starts a high-pitched, incessant bark, and pulls hard to try and get to them. She doesn't growl or lunge. She just seems completely obsessed and frantic to say hello. It makes our walks embarrassing and difficult to manage. I've tried distracting her with treats, but she ignores them when a dog is near. She's fine playing with dogs off leash once she's actually in the park. What is the most likely cause for this sudden reactivity change? And what is the absolute best first thing I should take right now? Well, first, Sarah, thank you so much for sending in that question. I can feel your frustration. So dogs suffer from stress just like people do. And it's not uncommon after a big change like a move for them to be stressed out. If you think of people after they're undergoing stress, for example, stress at work, a sick family member, they've just moved, whatever the case may be. When we get stressed out, we kind of get irritable. We don't sleep as well, which makes things worse. We snap out at people that we love, and we just have a very short fuse. And so that happens with dogs too. And so once we've moved, we need to empathize with our dogs and understand that they're going through this move with us. And so going back to the basics can really help to reduce those stressors. So for example, if you kennel them, throw in a shirt or a sweater that you've worn so that they have your scent again. You'll find by having this type of structure that alone can significantly reduce some of the stressors of a new move. The other thing is exercise too. Exercise is important, but we don't want crazy exercise. If they're stressed out at a level, say at a 10, they're at like a 5 all the time, then pushing them up to an 8 or 9 with exercise and then them coming back to a 5 is not benefiting them because it's just making them neurotic. Look for exercises that can kind of calm things down, maybe going for a walk. And if they're being reactive, finding somewhere where there aren't as many dogs for now as we work to kind of reduce those stressors so that we can kind of get Luna back to normal. Another thing you mentioned is that Luna's 8 months old. So dogs go through maturity, sexual maturity, 6 to 8 months of age. They're going to go through changes, biological and physical changes, even if they have been spay and neutered. And so sometimes with those changes, we get behavioral changes. Going back to the basics, focusing on your obedience, focusing on your structure, focusing on providing them with structured leadership, having a balance of rewards and consequences so that we can really shape their behavior and help them make the best decisions for your environment and to help follow your rules. When dogs go through sexual maturity, oftentimes that's when we start seeing insecurities pop up because, well, they're going into their adolescent phases and they're starting to see adulthood, right? And they're starting to see leadership and structure. And if they're picking up that we don't have much structure in our household, they might start feeling some of the pressures of pack security. They might feeling some of the pressures of leadership. And if they don't want anything to do with that, it's going to be even more stressful. So by providing them with good, consistent, structured leadership can help create structure so that they have the perception that you're in charge. Because as they go into this adolescent phase, they need to know that they're safe. Just like kids going into their adolescent stages, they need to know that mom and dad got it. And if our puppies don't feel that, then it can make them really insecure. So really focus on structure, going back to your basics, creating your routine, making them feel safe. Do the things that make them feel safe and empathize with them. And reducing their stress levels for a dog like Luna will probably have a significant effect on changing her reactivity. Hopefully that was helpful. If any else of you have questions, please send them in. Send them to askrich@perfectpoochaz.com and we're going to try and answer your questions. Okay? Thank you so much. And have a wonderful day. Like, subscribe, follow, do all of those things, and we'll see you on the next video. All right, is that it?